Today we're going to try Banquet's Chicken Fried Beef Steak Mega Bowl, which of course has 13 grams of protein. Now this is, of course, Banquet meals, the cheapo meals of the frozen food market. I've done a couple reviews of them, you know, it depends. So we're going to try out this, which costs $3.10 at my local grocery store, H-E-B. I see them at Walmart for $3.12, so not much of a difference there in terms of price. The size is 14 ounces, so decent size for a frozen meal. And we have microwave and conventional oven instructions, and I'm going to go for conventional oven to give it the best chance possible. There's a quick look at the back. It's made in the USA, guys, so that's great. Microwave instructions: microwave on high for 4 minutes and no need to vent film. Stir and replace film. Microwave for an additional 2.5 to 3.5 minutes, then you're done. Conventional oven, 375 for 50 to 55 minutes. Do not remove film. So I'm just going to pop it in for 50 to 55 minutes, I guess. That's going to be a while for me, but not too bad for the video because I'm just going to edit it. Here's what it looks like outside, which is very hard to tell, actually, because the gravy, the country-style gravy is kind of like stuck to the cling film, so you can't really see it too well. But that's our bowl. That's what it looks like. Feels a little hefty. So I'm going to put it in the oven, see how it turns out, and I'll be back with a review. Alright, here's our chicken fried beef steak bowl, fresh out of the oven. I can hold it like this and not have it drip, which might be good, but I think that's also a bad sign in terms of processed food. One other thing I'd like to mention, you can see there's 6 chunks, if you count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's also 6 on the box, so they're being very stringent with their advertising here, even though, of course, it doesn't look like that. You are getting 6 pieces of chicken fried beef steak, otherwise known as beef patty fritter, which is the number 2 ingredient behind mashed potatoes. But who knows? Could be great, could be good. I genuinely kind of like Banquet's chicken fried steak in a nostalgic way. I think that their country gravy is good. It's really good. I mean, it's horrible, but it's really good tasting. But health-wise, it's probably, you know, the worst thing ever. Let's go ahead and mix this up a little bit and take a bite with the steak. I want to make sure I get a little bit of everything in one go. A little bit of corn. Let's see. I'm finding it very hard to locate a green bean in this dish, which is kind of weird. I'm stirring it very, very well. I have not found one green bean, which is very odd. Yeah, I think I have no green beans in my dish at all. I've not found a single green bean. There's a lot of parsley. There's a lot of little green specks of parsley, but there's not a single green bean in this entire bowl. Plenty of corn, not a lot of green beans. And according to this, their vegetable and cheese blend is corn, green beans, and part skim mozzarella cheese. So it should have green beans in it. It's a little weird, the lack. That could just be a bad batch. I don't know. But I'm going to have to put that in the rating. So there's a bite right there with a little bit of everything mixed together, which makes it look even more appetizing. Let me blow on it a little bit so I don't burn myself, and give it a shot. But I'm really disappointed. I like green beans. I'm a fan. Even just plain green beans with a little bit of salt or whatever. I like that. So, well, I'm about halfway through my bowl here. I wanted to show kind of a cross section of what the beef bites look like. Not exactly focusing very well. But they're not bad. I'm surprised the actual beef steak bites themselves, which is, they call them fritters, country fried beef patty fritters, are pretty good. They are not nothing special, you know. They have the kind of standard frozen chicken fried steak taste, but with the country gravy, which I genuinely do like. It's good. It has an how do I say it? It has a cheap taste to it. It definitely has that kind of soy protein, textured vegetable proteins definitely in here taste to it. But if you know that taste, it is kind of hard to identify in this. They've masked it pretty well with the breading and the gravy. It doesn't really exhibit the standard kind of vegetable protein taste, which I don't mind personally, but I know some people do. It tastes genuinely like chicken fried steak. It tastes like real beef because it is, but it doesn't taste like it has the fillers that it does in fact have because it's beef water, breader, batter mix, textured soy protein, concentrate, and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, it's not 100% real beef, but it has the taste and texture of real beef. It manages to imitate it very well. The problem really lies in the mashed potatoes, which suck. It's really terrible that the number one ingredient in here, mashed potatoes, rehydrated potato flakes, number one ingredient, but that's followed by water, then cream, and then margarine. That's where we're running into the issues here. The potatoes are just simply not good, and there's no green beans. I found, in fact, after I searched through this bowl as hard as I could, I found one singular green bean. Now, there's plenty of corn, but there was only one singular green bean, and do I need the green bean? Does it really enhance the taste that much? Not necessarily. I mean, most of the taste you're going to get is from the beef and the gravy and stuff like that, but I want it. I want my vegetables that I got on the bowl, and I want better potatoes, because the potatoes being bad kind of ruins the whole concept of the mega bowls, because they have other bowls as well, but if they're based on these same mashed potatoes, which are fundamentally just bad, they're goopy, runny, they have no body, and they don't taste, there's no butter taste, there's not even a margarine taste despite there being margarine in there. It just tastes like crap, it tastes like nothing. It tastes like cardboard mashed potatoes. It's only the gravy that kind of ascends it, and once you mix everything together, that dilutes the gravy flavor into the mashed potatoes, which makes it all just kind of a goopy mess, with some highlights being the 6 beef steak bites, essentially. So I'm going to give it, it's hard to say, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. Because I don't think it's terrible. Some people might genuinely like it, and it's okay for the price. For $3.10, I don't feel too bad. But when it turns into this kind of mush after you mix it all together, and the fundamental base of mashed potatoes is just meh, it's not, it's edible, but it's not great. You're left with something that doesn't really satisfy, but does, fill you up. I think for a meal, it's an okay lunch. The steak bites are good. I wish I could just get the steak bites on their own, as a matter of fact. If Banquet put out these beef patty fritters, like in a bag, and I could just buy them and, make my own, or they put out some beef, steak bites or steak sticks or whatever, I would love that. Because the mashed potatoes are ruining this, so... That's that. That's the Banquet Mega Bowl chicken fried beef steak. And with that, I will see you all next time.